28,000 feet over Hamburg, Germany. August 6, 1944. The P-51D Mustang Cripes A'Mighty III hangs in the thin, frozen air like a suspended razor blade. The sky is a blinding, featureless white, a canvas of ice crystals and high-altitude haze. Inside the cockpit, Major George Preddy is a biological anomaly. He is 25 years old, but his eyes are older. He is small, slight of build, a man who looks like he should be sacking groceries in Greensboro, North Carolina, not strapped to the front of a 1,700 horsepower Packard Merlin engine. The P-51D is not just an airplane, it is a weapon of energy management. It is designed around the laminar flow wing, a mathematical perfection that reduces drag and allows the Mustang to slide through the air with terrifying efficiency. But it is also unstable. It has a fuselage fuel tank behind the pilot's spine that, when full, shifts the center of gravity aft. It makes the stick sensitive, the nose twitchy. It requires a pilot who doesn't just fly it but wears it. Preddy is leading the 352nd Fighter Group, the blue-nosed bastards of Bodny. Their noses are painted a deep, brilliant blue, a calling card to the Luftwaffe. We are here. Come and get us. Today, the mission is massive. A stream of B-17 flying fortresses is hammering the oil refineries at Hamburg. Preddy's job is to clear the path. White leader to white flight. Check your oxygen, keep your eyes open. Preddy's voice is calm. It is the voice of a man who has mastered the adrenaline dump. He scans the horizon. He knows the Germans are up here. The radar controllers have been chirping about large gaggles for the last 10 minutes. The difference between an ace and a statistic is often a matter of seconds. We uncover the stories of the pilots who turned mechanical limits into tactical advantages. If you want to ride shotgun on the mission that rewrote the record books for the P-51 Mustang, make sure to like this video and subscribe. The dogfight is about to start. Bandits 12 o'clock high. The call comes from Blue 3. Preddy snaps his head up. He sees them. It is a massive formation of Messerschmitt Bf-109 G6s, more than 30 of them. They are flying top cover for a lower group of Focke-Wulf 190s. They are positioned perfectly in the sun, ready to dive on the bombers. The Bf-109 G6 is a formidable opponent. It has a Daimler-Benz DB605 engine with MW50 water methanol injection. It can climb like a rocket. It has a 20mm cannon firing through the spinner. And today, they are flown by veterans of Jagdgeschwader 53, the ace of spades wing. Preddy does not hesitate. Doctrine says to maintain altitude to stay with the bombers. Preddy ignores Doctrine. He knows that if he lets the 109s dive, the bombers will die. He has to disrupt them before they commit. White flight drop tanks, follow me. Preddy reaches down and pulls the release handle. The two 75-gallon paper fuel tanks under his wings tumble away. The Mustang leaps upward, shedding 1,000 pounds of drag. Preddy pushes the throttle. The Merlin engine screams. He pulls the nose up into a vertical climb. He is not diving away. He is climbing into the enemy formation. He is outnumbered 6-1. He has no backup other than his 3 wingmen, and in a fight this big, wingmen get separated in seconds. Preddy picks out the leader of the German formation, a white-nosed 109. The German pilot sees the lone Mustang rocketing up from below. He is surprised. He expects the Americans to be defensive. He expects them to cower near the bombers. Preddy closes the distance. The closure rate is 500 miles per hour. He checks his K-14 gyro gun sight. It is a marvel of technology, a computing site that calculates lead based on G-force and range. But Preddy doesn't trust the computer fully. He trusts his eyes. He lines up the 109. At 400 yards, the German fires. Cannon shells sparkle past Preddy's canopy. Preddy doesn't flinch. He holds the climb. He is betting on the Mustang's superior energy retention. The 109 is diving, Preddy is climbing, but Preddy has the momentum. He squeezes the trigger. 6.50 caliber Browning M2 machine guns erupt. The sound is a chainsaw roar that vibrates through the entire airframe. Preddy walks the tracers into the German's engine. He sees the cowl panels fly off. He sees the white glycol smoke, the blood of a liquid-cooled engine. The 109 rolls over and explodes. "Splash one," Preddy whispers. But now he is in the middle of the beehive. The German formation shatters. 30 enemy fighters break left, right, up, and down. The sky turns into a swirling chaos of aluminum and fire. Preddy is alone. His wingmen are engaging other targets. He is surrounded by enemy aircraft. Most pilots would dive out. They would use the Mustang's superior dive speed to escape, regroup, and fight another day. Preddy doesn't dive, he turns. He spots a second 109 trying to turn onto his tail. Preddy uses the Mustang's combat flaps. He drops them 10 degrees. The lift increases. The turn radius tightens. He cuts inside the German's turn. He is pulling 6 GS. His G-suit inflates, squeezing his legs to keep the blood in his brain. The world grays out at the edges. He pulls lead, he fires. The second 109 flies right into the stream of bullets. The tail section shears off. The plane tumbles away. Splash 2. Preddy is breathing hard now. The physical exertion is immense. Wrestling a P-51 at 400 mph is like wrestling a bear. He checks his mirror, clear. He looks down. He sees the main body of the German formation diving toward the bombers. They are ignoring him. They think the lone Mustang is finished. Preddy pushes the stick forward. He bunts the Mustang into a power dive. He is going after the whole pack, alone. 20,000 feet, the dive. Gravity is the ultimate weapon. Preddy uses it now. He is falling at 500 miles per hour. The Mustang is shaking as it approaches the speed of sound. The controls are stiffening due to compressibility, but Preddy knows the limits. He knows exactly how much muscle to put into the stick to keep it true. Below him, the gaggle of Bf-109s is leveling out to attack a straggling bee. They are focused on the bomber. They are fixated. Preddy is coming from the blind cone, high in 6 o'clock. He picks his third target, a gray 109 flying on the left flank of the formation. Preddy closes to 300 yards. He is moving so fast that he has to throttle back to avoid ramming the enemy. He fires a short 2-second burst. The .50 caliber rounds, loaded with incendiary and armor-piercing tips, tear through the German's wing root. The fuel tank inside the wing ignites. The 109 becomes a fireball instantly. Splash 3. The other Germans see the explosion. They panic. They break formation. They turn into the attack looking for the intruder. They see only one Mustang. To the German pilots, this is confusing. One plane, attacking 30. They assume it must be a trap. They assume there is an entire squadron diving behind him. They hesitate, and in air combat, hesitation is death. Preddy uses their confusion. He doesn't slow down. He pulls up into a high yo-yo. He trades his massive speed for altitude, rocketing up above the turning Germans. He hangs there for a second, looking down at the chaotic circle of enemy fighters. He spots a fourth target, another 109 trying to climb away to the east. Preddy wing-overs. He drops down on the German. This is a deflection shot. The German is turning hard right. Preddy has to aim well ahead of the target. He trusts the K-14 sight this time. He lines up the pipper. He squeezes the trigger. The bullets fly through empty air, intercepting the German plane perfectly. The canopy shatters. The pilot slumps forward. The 109 enters a slow, deathly spiral toward the ground. Splash 4. Preddy is now an ace in a day, in less than 3 minutes. But the fight is changing. The Germans have realized he is alone. They are angry. 3 109s coordinate an attack on him. One comes from the left, one from the right, one from above. They are trying to box him in. Preddy checks his energy state. He is fast, but he is low on altitude. He is at 15,000 feet now. He cannot outturn 3 of them. If he turns left, the right one gets him. If he climbs, the top one gets him. He has to do something unexpected. He spots a layer of cloud below him at 10,000 feet. He dives. The Germans follow. They think they have him. They are diving faster, their lighter airframes accelerating quickly. Preddy heads straight for the cloud deck. He enters the white mist. Blindness. For 5 seconds he is flying in milk. He watches his artificial horizon. He keeps the wings level. Then he does the unexpected. He chops the throttle and stomps the left rudder. He executes a skidding turn inside the cloud. It is dangerous. Without visual references, he risks vertigo. He risks spinning out. But he trusts his inner ear. He trusts the Mustang. He turns 90 degrees to the left inside the cloud. The Germans, expecting him to continue straight or dive deeper, fly right past his position. Preddy pops out of the side of the cloud. The 3 German fighters are now in front of him and below him, still diving, looking for the target that vanished. Preddy pushes the throttle back to war emergency power. The Merlin roars. He drops onto the tail of the trailing German. The German pilot never sees him. He is looking down, searching the ground clutter. Preddy closes to 100 yards, point blank. He fires. The 109 disintegrates. The engine block separates from the fuselage. Splash 5. Preddy pulls up hard to avoid the debris. The G-forces slam him into the seat. His neck muscles strain to keep his head up. He checks his ammo counters. He is low. He has perhaps 15 seconds of fire left. He checks his fuel. He is burning gas at a rate of 100 gallons an hour. He should go home. He has done enough. He has destroyed 5 enemy fighters. He has saved the bombers. But George Preddy is not wired to go home. He is wired to clear the sky. He sees one more 109. This one is fleeing. The pilot has seen 5 of his comrades die. He is diving for the deck, heading for the safety of the flak fields over Bremen. Preddy checks his 6, clear. He pushes the nose down. Not today, he whispers. 5,000 feet, the chase. The chase is on. The Bf-109G6 is fast on the deck. The denser air feeds its supercharger. The German pilot is pushing his engine to the breaking point, black smoke streaming from his exhausts. Preddy is pursuing. The P-51D is faster, but only marginally at this altitude. The drag of the air is like molasses. Preddy checks his manifold pressure. 65 inches. He pushes it to 70. He is risking a blown cylinder. The Packard Merlin is a tough engine, but even it has limits. The gap closes slowly. 800 yards, 700 yards. The German pilot stays low. He is hugging the trees, hoping to lure Preddy into the flak. Preddy knows the trap. If he follows the German over an airfield or a city, the ground gunners will rip him apart. He has to end this now. He checks his guns. 2 of his 6 machine guns are jammed. He is down to 4 guns and low ammo. He has to be surgical. The German pilot starts to jink. He weaves left and right, trying to throw off Preddy's aim. Preddy doesn't follow the weave. He flies a straight line, cutting the angles. This is pure geometry. He anticipates where the German will be when he crosses the center line. Preddy waits. He needs the German to make a mistake. The German makes it. He pulls up slightly to clear a line of high-tension power lines. That slight climb bleeds off 20 mph of airspeed. Preddy pounces. The gap snaps shut, 400 yards, 300 yards. Preddy fires. Nothing happens. He curses. He recocks the guns manually. He pulls the charging handle in the cockpit. He tries again. This time the guns roar, but only 2 of them. He is down to 2 guns. The tracers are sparse. He has to aim perfectly. He aims for the cockpit. The bullets strike the German's canopy. Glass shatters. The German plane lurches violently to the right. It rolls inverted. It doesn't recover. The 109 slams into a plowed field at 400 miles per hour. It creates a furrow of dirt and fire 300 yards long. Splash 6. Preddy pulls up. He climbs away from the ground fire that is now starting to pop around him. Black puffs of flak appear off his wingtip. He is alone in the sky. He is exhausted. His flight suit is soaked in sweat. His hands are shaking so badly he can barely hold the stick. He checks his compass. He is deep inside Germany. He is 400 miles from base. He throttles back to cruise. He leans the mixture to save fuel. He looks around. The sky is empty. The bombers are gone. The Germans are gone. It is just him and the hum of the Merlin. He realizes what he has done. 6 planes in one mission, without a scratch on his own paint. It is a feat that defies statistical probability. It defies the mechanical limits of the guns and the engine. He radios base. White leader returning, low on fuel, low on ammo. Copy White leader, what is your status? Status is clear, Preddy says. He doesn't brag, he doesn't list the kills, he just says clear. The flight home is a battle against fatigue. The adrenaline crash is brutal. Preddy fights to keep his eyes open. He hallucinates. He sees 109s in the clouds. He hears voices on the radio that aren't there. He forces himself to focus on the instruments, airspeed, altitude, heading. He crosses the channel. The white cliffs of Dover appear. They look like salvation. He lands at Bodney. He taxis to his hardstand. His crew chief, Staff Sergeant Bill Mitchell, runs up to the plane. He sees the gun ports. They are blackened with powder burns. He sees the empty shell ejection chutes. Preddy climbs out. He slides down the wing and lands on the grass. He can't stand up. His legs are jelly. Mitchell catches him. "Major, you okay?" Preddy nods. He points to the plane. "She needs a drink, Bill, and some new guns." "How many, sir?" Mitchell asks, looking at the gun camera film cassette. Preddy holds up 6 fingers. Mitchell's eyes go wide. "6, you got 6. "Yeah," Preddy says softly, "I got 6. The ground crew gathers around. They touch the plane. They look at the pilot. They know they are looking at history. But Preddy doesn't feel like a legend. He feels like a survivor. He walks to the debriefing hut. He sits down. He drinks a cup of coffee. His hand shakes, spilling the hot liquid on the table. He draws the diagrams for the intelligence officer. He explains the climb, the dive, the cloud trap. The officer listens, stunned. He writes it all down. "Major," the officer says, "do you realize what you've done? This is a record. No one has shot down 6 in a Mustang in one go." Preddy shrugs. "They were there," he says. "I just cleaned them up." The story of August 6, 1944 becomes the stuff of legend. The news spreads through the 8th Air Force. The blue-nosed bastards become celebrities. Preddy is nominated for the Medal of Honor. He is the top-scoring Mustang ace in the world. But George Preddy doesn't change. He remains the quiet, unassuming kid from North Carolina. He doesn't swagger. He doesn't boast. He focuses on the machine. He spends hours with his crew chief. He polishes the wings of Cripes A'Mighty. He waxes the leading edges to reduce drag. He harmonizes his own guns, setting the convergence point to his specific liking. He treats the P-51 not as a vehicle, but as a scalpel. He tells the new pilots, "Don't fight the plane, let it fly. It knows what to do, you just have to show it the target." He teaches them the energy trap. He teaches them to fight in the vertical. He teaches them that altitude is money in the bank, and you only spend it if you have to. But the war is not over, and luck is a finite resource. December 25, 1944, Christmas Day. The Battle of the Bulge is raging. The Germans are making a last, desperate push. Preddy is leading a mission over the front lines. He is flying a new Mustang, Cripes A'Mighty 4th. They spot a German FW-190 on the deck. Preddy dives. He is doing what he does best. He is aggressive. He is relentless. He chases the German over the treetops. He is setting up the kill. But he is flying over American lines. The American anti-aircraft gunners are nervous. They have been strafed by the Luftwaffe for days. They hear an engine. They see a low-flying plane. They don't see the blue nose. They don't see the white star. They open fire. A quad 50 caliber battery on the ground tracks the lead plane. Preddy is hit. It is not a golden BB. It is friendly fire. The .50 caliber rounds, fired by his own countrymen, tear through the belly of the Mustang. The plane doesn't explode. It doesn't disintegrate. But Preddy is hit. The bullets sever the coolant lines. They pierce the cockpit. The Mustang rolls over gently. It crashes into a snowy field near the village of Langerwe. George Preddy is killed instantly. He was 25 years old. The title's 20 is a thematic nod to the youth of these men, but Preddy's maturity in the cockpit belied his age. The tragic irony of his death shakes the Air Force. The man who could defeat 6 Luftwaffe veterans in a single fight could not defeat the panic of a 19-year-old gunner on the ground. His legacy, however, is not the crash. It is the textbook. The tactics he used on August 6, the vertical entry, the energy management, the use of clouds, became standard doctrine for the U.S. Air Force. He proved that the P-51 Mustang was superior, not just because it was fast, but because it could fight in 3 dimensions better than anything else in the sky. He proved that a single pilot, with the right machine and the right instinct, could dismantle a formation. Years later at the Air Force Academy, cadets study the Preddy engagement. They look at the diagrams. They run the simulations. A young cadet asks the instructor, "Sir, how did he survive the merge? He climbed into 30 planes." The instructor smiles. "He didn't survive the merge, cadet. He dominated it. He made them react to him." That is the secret. Preddy never waited for the fight to come to him. He took the fight to the enemy. On that cold August day, 6 German pilots woke up thinking they were the hunters. They didn't know they were flying into the airspace of a man who had turned his Mustang into a weapon of pure will. George Preddy remains the top P-51 ace of all time, 26.83 aerial victories. But the number doesn't matter. What matters is the image of that lone blue-nosed Mustang, climbing vertically into a swarm of enemies, refusing to turn away. It is the ultimate definition of the fighter-pilot spirit. Attitude is everything.